welcome to the Othentik Wellness Podcast, where we talk all matters wellness. And for today, our topic is integrated pest control and soil management. My name is Lily. Psychologist and a natural hair and skincare expert. And with me, I have my team who will introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Julie. Welcome to the Othentik Wellness Podcast. I'm an organic farmer, or if you like, an agroecologist. And I'm also an advocate for safe farming practices. Karibu.
Hi, my name is Mama Almasi. I'm a phytotherapist and a small-scale organic farmer. You're welcome.
Thank you. Before we go further, Lisa, what's in our kettle today?
Our beautiful kettle today goes with our topic. You know, over time, you could have taken toxins and your body could have been intoxicated. So this tea is supposed to help and support your body heal. That is what we are taking, and you're welcome.
What are some of the ingredients that you have used in the tea?
We have a natural detoxifier. We have, you see this beautiful yellow color. Yeah. It's turmeric, black pepper, anti-inflammatory, and we have a natural antibiotic which supports the healing of the body.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe you can tell us a bit about the turmeric and black pepper and why it's important to combine them.
Turmeric is a very good anti-inflammatory. But for it to work best, it needs black pepper. It is called plant synergy. Then your body will absorb the turmeric and will receive the anti-inflammatory properties best. So anytime you're taking turmeric, either use black pepper or an oil.
Interesting. Yeah, so I'm happy that if any of us has any inflammation, today we're really dealing thoroughly with it. Yeah, so on to our topic. Julie, last time when we were winding up the episode, we talked about how individuals could possibly treat their soils or manage their soils and transition to become organic farmers. Maybe we can start from there. So as we are transitioning, say I was a conventional farmer, and I want to start practicing the safer, natural alternatives in farming. How do I transition? Where do I start?
Yeah, thank you. Important question. So, like we said in our last conversation, we talked a lot about the transition and the conversion period. So, when you are moving now into natural farming practices, it means now you have to decide at what rate am I stopping the use of synthetics in my shamba. Yeah. And you know, the longer you take to reduce on it, the longer it takes for you to get to that point where you finally say, I'm now an organic farmer. Some people just do cold turkey. They just, like personally, I just stopped. I just stopped using synthetics and went into inki baridi hivo. But there are those who can convert. And then as we talk today, we'll talk about now the skills they'll require for that. Yeah. But for somebody who has just stopped completely, it means you stop buying the synthetics. You stop buying the synthetics, you start now seeing how do I work on my soil for the soil treatments. So even for a converter, this information is also important. So you start mostly with the soil. What do you need for your soil? Your soil needs nutrition. Remember when you were, before you converted, it was easy. You just needed nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, unaweka NPK, clean, easy from the shops. If you needed, when you are planting, you need for sprouting, DAP, like that. So it's you have to supplement those. What are you changing with? Because your soil now needs the nutrition naturally. So that's why I talk about composting. Yeah. You have to learn to do composting. And even before you do composting, you have to learn to handle your farmyard manure.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a difference between
compost.
Using manure and actually using compost.
Yes, two different products.
Yeah.
You know, may I just buy the finished product from you, put it on my shamba, and my plants thrive.
Yeah, so those are two different farm products. Let me call them farm products. So the animal manure, we have different animal manures, and they have different components. For example, you'll find the chicken manure may be higher in nitrogen and so on. But most farmers will start with animal manure, either from your livestock section, maybe from your dairy, or from your sheep house, from your cuckoo house, you'll find the animal manure. But you see, you don't just go and put your animal manure, the fresh one, in the shamba.
It's a choma.
Yeah, it's very strong. It's very potent. So you need to evisha, you need to ripen it.
Okay.
So how the simplest way to ripen it is to put it in heaps and then keep turning. You know the concept with composting, things compost faster as you keep turning, and it mixes, it composts faster, and you have it ripens faster, let's say. And then another
may I
thing.
ask you, sorry to interrupt. This idea of kuivisha, it's new to me also. I'm sorry. It's new to me. So what are we evishaing? What is it that we are ripening?
The mbolea.
You're ripening it because it is very strong. Remember, it has ammonia. It has very heavy elements in it and compounds. It has come from the
Animal.
body of the animal.
Yes.
So it's very potent and very strong. So you need some stuff broken down. You need it. Remember,
okay, so that is kuivisha,
yes,
breaking it down.
Kuivisha, yes.
Okay,
And then
makes sense.
remember, there is this. There are these worms. There are these worms called. Gosh, I forgot the name. They are very big worms.
Oh, those ones.
The white ones. The
those white ones.
Yes.
Yeah. I've forgotten
Big
that
ones.
one.
So scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a type of beetle or what?
It's a kind of beetle, actually.
Yeah,
it's a kind of
like
beetle.
It's not a dung
but it's
beetle.
white.
It is actually a kind of
It's not
beetle.
the dung beetle.
It's a dung beetle. By the way, it's a dung beetle.
is.
But
That's
it has
it.
another more
A
complicated
scientific name.
Thank you. It has another more complicated name, but I think we can run it down there.
Yeah.
So what it does, as it's ripening for you your compost, also other bugs, it's not the only kind of beetle.
Yes.
It also releases its own casting. So it's enriching that soil. Whenever you find composted manure in imeiva vizuri and you open it, you'll find some of those dung beetles, but you'll also find the castings. They are small round things like long, short, cylindrical in
Yes.
shape. That is the castings. You also want it in your ripened manure. So it's a good thing. In fact, usually when you're harvesting it and you find them, return them in the fresh one. Iende ifanyie kazi the fresh heap. The fresh heap.
Okay.
So you see something is happening to that the breaking down process.
Yes.
And it's becoming better and better for your farm. So it won't even, so when you put the fresh one, see it burns.
It burns.
It burns your
It burns.
seedlings. Yeah, it can
Yes,
burn all your
seedlings.
seedlings, kabisa. Yeah, yet you say I've used animal manure.
Animal manure. I'm an organic.
Yeah, and then also as you keep ripening it, you cover it. Don't let it be rained on. Sijui inachapwa na jua. You cover it.
Okay.
Yeah, you cover it also so that whatever life is there happening is protected from the elements.
And it's nice and warm.
Yes.
In there, it's actually very warm.
Yeah, and you know warmth
Okay.
helps with decomposting.
I'm learning. I really am
It
learning.
helps, yeah. So that's important. So that once it's ripened, by the time you're using it, you'll find it is become ashy. Almost like ash. It's kind of gray
See, gray.
color. So it's ripened. It's, the kienyeji way of looking at
Imeiva.
Yeah, even as you pour in your soil, sometimes it almost just looks like very rich soil with strong humus,
Yeah.
but it's composted manure.
Okay.
Yes. So that's one way. And then composting. Composting is more tedious. It requires more work. Composting is when you dig out a hole or when you set aside a portion, especially a shaded one, because you'll require to cover or have it in a shade, again protecting it from the elements. You start dumping stuff you find in natural scraps. Kitchen scraps will give you like maybe eggshells. When you remember in one of our first conversations we talked about like eggshells when we were talking about soil nutrition.
Yes,
It will give you like calcium. Like banana peels will give you like potassium, stuff like that. So
Bone
the
meal.
stuff like that. But remember, you don't want to put cooked stuff.
Or the bone meal we buy
you
is
don't
cooked.
put cooked stuff in the or animal waste. I mean animal like meat.
I get it.
Chakula.
Let me ask you.
Chakula. You don't
'cause
put
I'm
cooked
here-
food
Yes.
in the compost. You want just green and green raw stuff.
Let me ask you. There are some farmers that I know who buy bone meal and then come and put that in directly on the farm.
There are
Yeah,
even
when it's
farmers.
dry, it's fine.
How does that help the soil?
Real bone meal.
You
that
remember
is-
bone meal is very
yeah.
nutritious.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has
Mix it.
calcium. So there are people who actually even put, when a dead chicken dies, they put in their compost. But I don't know. I have I'd rather just do green stuff myself. But there's you'll find people who just say they come and bury it, especially the compost that stay for years. They say it will break down in time. Personally, I prefer just going with the green stuff, with the kitchen scraps and so on.
Okay.
So apart from the kitchen scraps, you get grass, like grass when you mow your lawn. Yeah, when the leaves fall off your trees, those green stuff give you nitrogen. Remember we said we need nitrogen and carbon mostly.
Yes.
So the carbon comes from the dried brown stuff, like the dried leaves, the dried grass, and even carton boxes. And then the green stuff comes from it before it dries out, when it's still green, that nitrogen. So you want like at least 2/3 of it to be nitrogen. Remember, it was the host in the soil, and then nitrogen to be like 1/3. Some people even do half, but I usually feel like 1/3 is good. And then you keep mixing them there. The more you mix your compost, the faster it ripens. The less you do it, you maybe leave it now for 6 months. But if you keep turning it, you can get it well in 3 months.
Okay.
Yes. And as you keep putting the chicken scraps, keep ensuring you're putting more of the carbon than anything else, than the nitrogen especially.
Okay.
Yes. So you keep doing that. You can even pour some animal manure in there.
Oh.
You can even pour charcoal dust. You can even add ash from your kitchen.
How does that help? It enriches it, or is there any particular reason why you need to add ash or charcoal?
It enriches it. Remember, we talked about alkalinity of the ash.
Yeah.
So you remember in the indigenous knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're adding all the good things, natural good things into your compost. You keep turning it until, and you cover also. You also cover until the day it ripens.
How often should you turn this compost?
The more frequent times you turn it, the faster it ripens. If you
Could
don't
you turn it daily?
No.
it's too much work.
Maybe even once a week.
You can do once a
Okay.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah, doing it daily, you're not giving it time to work with what you have turned it there.
Yeah.
Just do it like once a week.
Then add a little water. Just a little water when you're turning.
Especially, yeah.
Okay.
You usually add water in yours often.
Yes, just a little water.
Okay.
When it's too dry, it doesn't ripen. very
And also
fast.
the life in there that you're depending on. Remember, one thing that is acting in there for you is the bugs, the worms. There are worms. You'll find worms in there doing the work for you. And doing what again? Releasing their
The
castings.
castings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm really learning a lot. Maybe I should do an experimental
Yeah, one day we will
project.
actually do a practical on how it's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
very simple.
Yeah.
It just like it requires a manpower, like turning, often. So that's how you get your soil treatment, the natural way of doing it. And then you keep applying it to your shamba. When you're growing when you're making your seed beds, you apply it. When you're making the holes for your transplanting, you apply it in the soil like that. So that's how personally I have done my soil treatment. And again, we said play the long game. So you'll have to keep doing it. You don't do it once and imagine it will cover you for the year. And then another thing with natural soil treatments, if I put today, it may not necessarily work today. It will serve me for a long time.
Yeah.
In fact, my crops for next year will benefit from the work I put in last year.
True.
Oh.
That's why I was telling you, with organic farming, it gets better. The soil becomes richer over time.
Over time.
Yes, because all the investment you're putting, those bags continue. They have generations also. When this one's
They're reproducing.
Yeah, they are
It
reproducing.
makes me think about compounded interest. So you put in something now, and then the interest as it's compound, it's also adding on to the benefit.
Yeah, it compounds.
Wow.
She has said it. You put the business word in it. It is actually compounding interest, which you will which is an investment you will harvest for. It will bring a return on investment.
Yeah.
Yes. Because once you get your soil right, these other things you're doing on top, I'm telling you, it will just be a good symphony.
Yeah, and maybe to both of you, as somebody, again, I keep going back to people who are in conventional that might be watching our podcast, and you really want, like me, to fully transition into organic farming. How do I know my soil needs this natural treatment? Number one, how do I even know my soil is sick? Because sometimes you don't even know. You've bought land, you don't know whether what somebody used, or we go hiring land. Maybe I want to lease land to do a certain project for like 2 years or 3 years. I don't know, and I want to do organic farming. How do I even know what I need to put in that soil? Normally what happens?
Of course, would you?
Personally, I can just tell if land is fertile or not. But she's the expert. She probably knows.
Yeah, I wanted you to say yours first, then I say.
But I can just tell the soil, when it's not fertile, it is too cakey.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of air. Yeah, a lot of air spaces. And when you hold it, there is a way you hold soil and you pour it. The way it pours, you can just know, this one, it looks like vumbi. Yeah, but fertile, composted, healthy, nice soil. It has density. Is that the word I'm looking
That's
for?
the indigenous knowledge I wanted
I'm
to
telling
give us.
you.
Yeah.
And the way you talk about it, it's like you want to eat that soil.
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell.
That's how they actually, before we came to science, which I'll come to, not science, technology, which I'll come to, you just look at your soil, just naturally, and you can tell, remember the soil samples we had here in our other conversation in our last season. The composted soil, you can tell the soil structure, as she has put it, it's different.
Yeah.
You can even see life in it sometimes. You can even see some worms in there. But this other soil is so compacted, even if you pour water on it, it just runs. It doesn't absorb because there's no water retention.
Okay.
Yes. So you can tell also just by the naked eye whether you have living soils or dead soils. Then you could also go a step further and do soil testing. If you just want to know, is it deficient in boron or deficient in potassium or nitrogen, it's good to do a soil testing just to be sure, so that even you see in my composting, what do I need to ensure I'm adding. Yeah. So that's why I say technology and indigenous knowledge, when they meet and they do good for nature, it's a good thing. So that's one way you would tell. And even another way, if you're patient, plant something and see how it does.
I'm learning a lot, and I'm happy that I'm learning all these things, because yesterday my daughter was doing an agriculture homework and there were 2 questions that both of us could not answer. What's the importance of shading in a nursery? These are things, basic knowledge we expected to know, but we don't know. Yes. I'm really happy to be here to have this conversation about treating our soil. Now, as a farmer also, like I think in the last episode, I actually asked you a question on what can I do also for pest control. Because, organic farming is not for the faint-hearted. True. It's not for the faint-hearted. Yeah. And as you said, it's an investment. We want to get the benefits of the compounded interest. However, the journey might not be easy if you don't have the knowledge. So I just wanted, maybe you can share, both of you could share, how do you even control aphids? How do you control these 2 worms that eat at your
seedlings?
Cutworms. Yes, those ones, the green ones.
Very
right?
notorious,
They are quite notorious, and aphids. And for me, I do like herbs. So sometimes my lavender is just fully black, and you don't know what's happening to your lavender. So anyway, speaking on behalf of other farmers like me who don't have the knowledge but really would want to do safe practices in farming, how do you do pest control?
I'm thankful it's raining, You know, when it rains, it controls pests.
Yeah, rain
By the
in
way,
itself.
rain.
Yes, it washes them away, drowns them. Yes.
Yeah, rain is good. God is merciful. Yeah. Because at times these aphids, they are pesky. And of course, they are biopesticides, companion plants. Then at time you can mix, is it vinegar and garlic, pepper.
Carbon.
Yeah, you mix those herbs and you spray neem. You just crush, if you have a neem plant in your garden. The leaves. Okay. The leaves. You just crush. Then you can add oil. And you ferment it for some time. Just maybe a drop or two of oil as a binder, basically, so that it doesn't, you just don't spray at it. Then you spray it. And the goodness with that, once you spray, you can even eat the plant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. After maybe even 3 days, as opposed to those other ones. It is safer even for the ladybugs. You need ladybugs in your shamba to eat the aphids.
Beneficial insects.
Oh, ladybugs eat aphids?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you see that beautiful ladybug, do not kill it. And you know those the pesticides, these commercial, you're calling them what?
Synthetic.
They will kill everything, including the bees.
Including the bees and
beneficial
the bugs.
insects.
Yeah.
And remember the bees, we need these insects for pollination.
Yeah.
You don't want to have, sometimes some farms have reached a place where there is so much intoxication that people have to go and manually pollinate. You find them pollinating courgettes, pollinating cucumbers. Why? Because we have eliminated all the beneficial insects. The bees, the butterflies, the ladybugs. Yeah.
In fact, ladybugs are almost extinct. Do you even see them nowadays?
Yeah.
Those black and red.
Yeah, the beautiful ones.
Yeah, the beautiful ones. Yeah, when I see them in my shamba, I am very happy. And when you spray these things, irrespective of what you are spraying, spray them before 6, early in the morning. So that by the time your ladybugs are waking up, or your butterflies, they are not finding a beautiful branch full of neem or ginger, garlic, pili-pili. No.
So usually all this, what she has mentioned is the natural concoctions, which come under integrated pest management. So with the natural farming, you do different types of methods of eliminating. So that's natural concoctions. Then we also have something called scouting. Scouting just means be committed to all your plants. Go and check every day. How is this one doing? Does this one need a small intervention so that you eliminate problems quickly? So scouting is very important. Then natural concoctions, and then there's companion planting. Plant crops that support each other, complement each other. You can plant maybe, like she said, marigold. Marigold helps with fighting, I think, fungal infections in maybe tomatoes or something like that. And then you can also when you mix onions, onions repel insects. So when you put them in between your skuma wiki, it helps with repel maybe the white aphids and so on. So that's companion planting. Then there is also crop rotation. Don't usizoeshe one crop in one place all the time, because the pesticides that like those crops, they'll now make that place their home. So you keep rotating so that they don't find comfort. They don't find comfort.
What I'll do immediately.
You need to move your pepper.
I move my mint and exchange it to the aloe vera.
Then there is pruning. Make sure, avoid having like your spinach overgrowing, because as when they stay longer in there is no that freshness. So keep pruning. Sometimes they touch the soil, and when there is a pathogen in the soil or a problem in the soil, it climbs onto your plant through what is hanging on it. So keep pruning, keep your plant fresh as much as possible. Meaning keep harvesting, for even airflow. And also fungal infections come when air is trapped in there all the time. So when you keep pruning, there is airflow.
Okay.
Yeah, because when temperatures, it's hot and cold, that entrapment causes fungicides. Hiyo wanaitanga baridi.
Then they spray.
You spray fungicide.
Yes.
So pruning helps with that. And then another thing is uprooting. You just find a plant that has already been infested, it's too much, just uproot it. Kubali upoteze and burn it. Yeah, put it very far from anything. Don't even throw it in your compost, because now you're going to interfere with your... Avoid throwing infested plants in your compost. Yeah, the plants that you throw in your compost are plants that maybe you had uprooted, where maybe it didn't grow so well, but don't put diseased plants in your compost.
Can you put weeds in your compost?
Oh yeah, weeds are awesome. In fact, weeds have seeds. Like blackjack. Can you imagine how beneficial blackjack will be to your compost? It's medicinal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blackjack is blackjack.
It's called what?
Bidens pilosa. What's its Kiswahili name?
We'll get it.
Yeah, that is very medicinal, and it's vegetable.
The one with the black things, when you enter the farm, it sticks to your clothes.
Yeah, it announces you are in the farm.
Yeah. So before it makes those black things, eat them with your managus.
Yeah, I know it's a veggie. We grew up eating it together with milk jack. I don't know whether milk jack is the same as the wild lettuce, but I know we used to eat them. They're very good for your immunity.
Oh yeah, interesting. Is it anything to do with mustard greens? No,
mustard greens is something
different.
This one, it's normally fed to rabbits, and when you pluck it, it removes white milky
I consider it a weed.
It is
good for rabbits.
It is very good for your health.
Oh
yes!
Wow.
In Kijaluo, it's called achak. It's bitter, but it is very good for your health, and you can eat it as a vegetable.
Yeah,
and you can also eat it as a salad. Yeah.
I keep saying, these weeds have their purposes. It's only that maybe in our education and learning, we were made to believe that they are weeds, they are not good for you. Yet they are foods that were actually for our food security.
Yeah, true.
And then finally, biopesticides. We had already talked about biopesticides. Just be careful who you buy it from. Make sure it's people who are practicing with integrity.
Okay. Thank you. This has been quite informative. And even before we conclude, I know my dad is also an organic farmer. So he also talks about, as you're saying, partnering plants. There's a tree he plants. I don't know what its name is, but I have seen it on so many farms. It attracts almost all the bad pests. And then there's another one. It's like a small plant. It's like a bushy plant. I don't know their names, but
wormwood, no,
wormwood. You're the one who introduced it to me, and I put it somewhere. And let me tell you, my lemon balm is thriving.
Yay.
My thyme is thriving.
Wormwood is a medicine. It's a herb.
It's a herb, but it also attracts the pest.
It's called a deterrent. It deters the pest from your plant and goes to, I call it conglomerating on it. So they make a hive on that plant of yours, and so
they keep off your own plants.
They hive on that thing, so that now you're deterrent, so that your plants are safe.
So they prefer the wormwood.
Yeah, it gives it more nutrition. It gives it more. They prefer living on it more than what they are getting from your plant.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I feel like there's so much more that is there to discover in natural and organic farming. And to our viewers, if you have any questions on these topics that we are discussing, if you have any comments or you would like more information, we are available. You can follow us on our pages as is indicated below. And as we are winding up, Lisa, what is that one thing that you would like our viewers to go home with today?
It is very possible to be an organic farmer. You just speak to yourself that you are growing or planting something that is good for you, something that will sustain you and your family, something that will not bring harm to you or your family. Please plant. Get those things. Container gardening. Plant your mboga there, your kitungu, your danias. Those cylindrical things. It is very possible to do it. Ensure you eat healthy. Ensure you eat nutrient-dense food. Ensure you are not poisoning yourself thinking you're giving yourself nutrition.
That's
Thank
nice.
you, Miss Julie.
Same thing, I think also I would encourage our viewers, even if you're not a farmer, seek organic food. It will even encourage organic farmers because they know that there is supply. They'll supply because they know there is demand for the kind of agriculture they are doing. So it starts with you, the consumer, to demand this kind of food so that retailers will start seeking farmers who are practicing organic farming. As she keeps saying, know your farmer.
Yes.
And then if you're a farmer or a gardener, do the long game. Organic farming is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Shoot for the long game, do your due diligence, and carry out your practices with integrity. Because no one knows what I do. I may call myself an organic or a safe practicing farmer, but do you know what I do to my crops at night when no one is watching? No. You don't know. So it takes a lot of integrity. Yes.
Thank you. This has been an interesting conversation, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. We've learned a lot. Make sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe, like, and share. Looking forward to seeing you in our next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.